Welcome to this commentary. I'm Darlanio, and this is a Daily Motion Cup game between Happy and LiquidTLO. TLO is also known as the little one, and that could be good to know. This is a TVT match, Terran versus Terran, and as you can see on the replay counter, it's an hour-long game. So expect a macro-heavy game with lots of large battles. I hope it will be. I haven't seen it yet. This is the base of Happy at the 7 o'clock position, and in the 8 o'clock position we have TLO. Both players starting off with a supply depot. I could almost say of course, since Terran has very small options to do otherwise. I should also note that the FPS for this cast is a bit lower since it is so long. I would otherwise have technical problems making this comment. Okay, we have a 12 supply barracks here and a 12 supply barracks here. So equal development so far. We also see that both players have started on the refineries. One here and one here. The only thing that's different is that we have Happy scouting. And Happy SCV is out scouting happily. No, Happy is scouting for his opponent, and he has found TLO and his base. And of course being chased away for a short moment there by an SCV from TLO. Something's happening down here in the corner. It's another supply depot. And we have another supply depot here. Both players have, at the same time I should say, modified their command centers to orbital command. And so far the only difference is that LiquidTLO is a bit ahead with his factory. Both players also starting on gas. Even there TLO was just a bit ahead. And since TLO has not scouted, I guess he has one more marine. Could it be that? Yes. He has one more SCV and one more marine. No, one more marine. That's the only difference. Okay. Or half more marine, maybe. We have a flying factory here. Have both players decided to go 1-1-1? Yes, looks like it. Happy is also going 1-1-1. And TLO has started on the starport. We have siege tank and siege ability coming up from Happy. Myself, I just love siege tanks. They have such a killing range with their guns when they are in siege mode. Otherwise they are comparable to Marauder, range 7, but with range 13, which I believe it is, when they are in sieged mode. Here it's range 7 and the damage 15 versus armor 25. The speed is quite great. so it's not that bad. Here we see the factory trying to land and is forced away by a few Marines. And forcing them to come over again, and now there's a Banshee accompanying the factory. So they will have to try to get that one first. Four of them remaining. We also have a siege tank shooting at the factory, which is trying to produce an Hellion. Banshee chasing away the siege tank, and now a Viking is chasing away the Banshee. Will this poor Hellion be able to make it? No, it's destroyed quickly and this factory needs to leave. Looks bad for this factory. Will it be able to survive? TLO is starting on his expansion. In the natural expansion area we see Happy also building his command center, but it has not floated down to the expansion area yet. Two siege tanks in the middle of the harvesting line, mineral line. Factory being repaired and getting its tech lab attached. The maneuver floating the factory over here, I guess, is mostly for information and just a little for harassment. 15 more seconds for this Banshee to kill off this reactor. Oh no, not 15 seconds, it will be much fewer. But it will survive. A Raven. And we see an engineering bay. And we see a third expansion, sorry for not noticing. Happy is floating his orbital command. It looks almost like he's landing on that poor Marine who got killed just before it. We see a turret coming up, so I guess even Happy has one engineering bay, yes. TLO is transferring this command center to an orbital command and building the two refineries while moving down a few SCVs down here to start mining. The command center is finished. Will he float it up on the former island, now accessible due to destructible rocks instead? So far nothing is happening there. Two siege tanks defending the expansion, the natural expansion for Happy. Almost saturated with SCVs, looks good. The Banshee here is really damaged, 6 hit points left. And this Viking is looking for it, wanting it. Now we see the command center being floated to the island. Let's look at the army size. About equal. Happy is just a bit behind. TLO has 47 harvesters, which is quite great. 48 now. 9 ahead of 10 ahead of his opponent Happy. He's also clearing the destructible rocks, while two Vikings here are moving in over TLO's base, scouting for tech information. Okay. Lots of emules here, these rocks being cleared. A third command center is being built. I guess he will float it up on the island as well. This island in this case. A switch between this reactor and this barracks will be constructing a tech lab. 2 banshees trying to harass. Not sure how this will end for the poor banshee. It got killed. This one will probably survive for a moment. Ouch! Scan was in the perfect place to kill that banshee. If no, his turret here will stop him from escaping. The scan wears off. Will he be able to force a third scan? Or will he get away? Okay. The destructible rocks here at the gold expansion is being cleared, and he is building a 4th expansion here as well. One raven looking over this area. These marines being able to chase off the Vikings. The banshee with only 20 hit points is moving home, I guess. As you can see, two factories with tech labs and one here with reactor, and still TLO is building more factories. It will be a very mechanical heavy fight when these two armies clash together. I see more factories being built, at least one. Okay, Happy has only 2 factories, but on the other hand he has 4 barracks, one with reactor. And Happy's going into his 3rd expansion. For me the question is, when will the big fight take place? If we compare the armies, first TLO is really ahead with his SCVs, which will, if they hit the 200 mark, and it looks like that might happen, will limit his army. He has 80 SCVs compared to Happy's 57. So Happy is at present saturating 2 bases approximately, and only 3 gas in that case. He needs more SCVs. TLO on the other hand, with his 80 SCVs, could cover almost 3 bases, and still he has 4. So these bases are not fully saturated, but as you might know, it doesn't take 24 SCVs to mine out a base in a short time. 16 is good enough, and if something's happening here, I see Happy's troops moving up, taking out these destructible rocks. Now defending against the 2 collect edition Tors here, and a line of 5 siege tanks. Fierce battle, and I think that Happy's troops are getting destroyed. Point defense drones helping out. Siege tanks can't kill air units, so these 3 medivacs and 2 Vikings are going to save themselves. But the rest were killed off, and the destructible rocks were damaged down to 613 hit points. That way we'll be able to open later. He will be able to open that path later. Another command center being built. I guess he is planning to expand into the gold area. TLO, on the other hand, is expanding to his 5th base with another command center. He is also already building 2 refineries up here, but this marine has been able to kill off 1 SCV here, and I guess the SCV was killed here as well. We can see Happy move out with another small army, I should say. More bio in... no, it's about the same composition. A lot of siege tanks from TLO covering this area, and he might need to pull out. You need to retreat, Happy, this is too small. And he is retreating. Good that they listen to me even though I'm saying this post-game. He lifts up a few units here. 4 marauders and the siege tank, a marauder and a marine. So 5 marauders, a siege tank and a marine coming into this expansion area. Marauders being healed. 1 marine being moved into this area will be able to destroy those refineries. A scan going down. Nothing there, so he moves down the ramp and starts shooting at this expansion. The expansion needs to be in the air to be safe from this harassment. We see TLO move in with his large army of siege tanks and 1 Thor. Down here there are 2 Thors, 6 siege tanks, 7, 8, 9. A lot of siege tanks, and the battle is not going well for TLO, losing these 2 siege tanks right away. He's a bit too spread out, I think. But on the other hand, we see that he has the capacity to move in with his troops if he wants to, I think. Scan going down showing the army. And these medevacs are being shot down. They are empty, however. Okay, 1 is shut down, 2 will survive. And this marine is letting this building stand. Maybe he thinks that it deserves to stay on the map for some time. Another drop, 4 marauders and the medevac moving towards this store. Not sure if that's a good idea, maybe it is. The medevac will take some heat while the marauders is killing off the Thor. Where did the Thor go? It's standing in the middle of the mineral line. The Thor has a knack for shooting at the medevac, so one needs to focus fire on the marauders if one wants to get rid of them. Another drop coming down. 3 marauders left now and damaged medevac healing them. We can see that Happy is a bit pinned down here. He's not able to expand into this area, nor to this. And this drop is going to be destroyed. This orbital command can start mining again as soon as he has the SCVs. The harvester count is about equal now, 70 to 66, so this harassment has helped Happy a lot to regain his position. Supply wise he's actually ahead but I guess that is mostly bio units. Let's see here. Yes, 14 Marauders to 0. And 7 Marines to 0. TLO is really mechanical heavy in this game, using siege tanks, Hellions, a few, and Thors. Right now he has 2 Thors on the board. We also see a Raven. Okay. Will Happy move out, or will he fortify his position? No, he's moving out, killing off the tanks, which are sieged up and spread out, making them easier targets, I would say. Happy is concentrating his army, gathering his troops, moving towards the expansion base, and here TLO has sieged up. He sees this with a scan and change plan. No, decides not to attack at all, it seems. Let's see here what's happened. This army is moving into this area. Some siege tanks sieging up. Most of them are sieging up. We can see that this turret is going down. We also see them attacking this factory. There is a large army moving in from the north. Again a fierce battle, the Marauders getting killed. A few Marauders being lifted into this base is TLO's main base. Happy taking out one siege tank up here on the cliff. Taking out another siege tank just being produced. Think about that high metallic coating on that siege tank, and then it's being destroyed just in seconds. All those hours of production, or seconds I should rather say. Another fierce battle going down here in the middle around Selnaga. Scans going down to increase the range of the siege tanks. We see both players having trouble getting rid of their minerals and gas. Happy is high on minerals and low on gas compared to TLO, who is now being able to decrease his minerals below the 1000 line. I'm guessing that they are queuing up troops trying to stay ahead. They are about equal now, 162 to 161. Small group of Marauders and 4 Medivacs, it seems, moving in, killing off SCVs in this area. The siege tanks here being destroyed by this group of siege tanks, while and something's happening. So I think no, computer started working again. Sorry for that. Siege tanks being destroyed. The Marauders are able to save themselves, so 2 of them and 1 Marine. Moving around into the mineral line here again and dropping. Killing off more SCVs. 70 to 69. They're almost equal number of SCVs now. The 2 Marauders being helpless when attacked by 4 Banshees. Only 1 Medivac remaining up here. 3 more Medivacs moving in. Not sure if there were that many Marines in that group. I guess only 1. So the Banshees were able to force the retreat on those troops. You can see this group holding the Selnaga here in the middle. We also see that Happy was able to expand to this base. He has one expansion area left, controlled by the Banshees right now, but he can't know that. Now he knows. We see him move in with his army here, not sure what they can do. It's only Marines in this group that can actually do something against these Banshees harassing. He's outmined here. He's almost mined out here. And the gold is almost mined out as well. On the other hand, TLO doesn't even have a base here anymore. Moved it away somewhere. Natural has been mined out. We started a bit earlier on that. This one's still having minerals. The gold is soon mined out. And of course he's mining here. So TLO is mining from 3.5 base. Happy is mining from I should say 2.5 base. So 3 against 4 or 2.5 versus 3.5 base. And still Happy has trouble using up his resources. Come on. Or could it be because both have hit the 200 mark now? 196 versus 197. Okay. Of course the minerals and gas will gather. It's good to stockpile resources when you can't use them, but when you hit the 200 mark you should always attack. You need to make room for more troops being produced. And it's also good to kill off a few of the opponent's troops. One Banshee being killed there. One Thor being destroyed. Two siege tanks versus one. And oh, a lot of siege tanks down here. One siege tank here as well. Maybe this could help out, making it more even. Okay. Happy is attacking and it's not going well. He's down to 148, 47, while LiquidTLO is just down to 172. I wonder how the upgrades look right now, and we want an armory. The ground mechanical troops are fully upgraded for TLO. How is it for Happy? How Happy is Happy about the upgrades? He's upgrading level 2 weapons and he still has only level 1. No, he doesn't have upgrades on armor. So it's no surprise that his units are being destroyed quickly on the battlefield when engaging to TLO and his upgraded units. Looks like these two expansions were engaged heavily. This orbital command burning. A lot of SCVs taking hits here. What will Happy do? He needs to do something. Now this is almost mined out. Gold is mined out here. He is having a little mineral field there. Taking out these Hellions, not all of them. 4 getting away into this mess and being destroyed here instead. This large group of siege tanks and a few marauders moving in towards this expansion, killing off Hellions here. Sieging up, he will be able to take out these factories and this base. Small revenge for the destruction of his base. Well, almost a destruction, he was able to save it, but it completely stopped his mining possibilities here. I guess he will move that down later. Okay, being attacked now from air as well as from the ground by SCVs. Where is the large army of TLO? Okay, he has a few siege tanks here. He has some mechanical troops here. But he's letting this base become destroyed. Not the base itself, but the mining operation has stopped. Having these many orbital commands maybe doesn't need to care that much if one of them gets damaged. He always has a few on the ground being able to drop E-mules. And getting his SCVs down now to 31 compared to 74. Maybe it's a good idea because it releases a lot of space for army, for troops. 119 of 200 for TLO, 164 out of 200 for Happy right now. So Happy is in the lead with his army, even though he has 43 more SCVs. But it's about equal, and I guess TLO will be increasing his army quite rapidly now. Happy needs to stay ahead if he should be able to. The difference now being 55, 60. Okay, he's increasing his troops quite rapidly as well. Both players building up their armies, and I guess we will see a large encounter soon again. We can see that Happy is able to mine from the remaining two bases here. Some Hellion harassment coming up. And this siege tank is not longer able to attack these Hellions, but the SCVs are. This large army moving in, this large bio army, killing off that last Hellion. Moving back into the center, this Marine standing here at the Selnaga, holding map control. Very important mission for a single Marine. We see that 4 Banshees is moving in. The Vikings are able to take them out as long as they are visible or scanned. 2 of them remaining, but getting too close into the scanned area, 1 remaining. This large army being lifted by medivacs, dropped on the high ground. Will he keep doing that? TLO being able to mine from 2.5 base now, while Happy only has 2 bases left. But he could be mining from this as well for a short while. Okay, here comes the engagement. Okay, we missed it, so I will back up, of course. Happy is attacking TLO base here. The large army is moving in. This part of the army is going home. So it's mostly Vikings, medivacs and a few marauders, and they have no chance against this mech-heavy army. So they are moving home and the Vikings are retreating, finding 1 Banshee to shoot down before taking a coffee break. We see this army moving down the ramp again, while Happy is retaking the Selnaga tower. No, he of course had this Marine guarding it, but He's taking control of the center with his large army. Lots of Vikings in the air now. We have 13 Vikings here. And that should be able to take care of the Banshees. Not sure why he has this many. Thor is not like Colossi. And with that I mean Thor is not as high as Colossi and is not targetable by air units, air-to-air units. Of course, Torques can be shot down by Banshees and such. Okay, so he has this large bioball. What will he do with it? Happy is at 200 of 200, so this should be an attack now. TLO is only at 148 out of 200, and remember that TLO also has fewer SCVs. So right now he is unable to replenish his army as fast as Happy, who has the resources gathered and piled up. I must say that Happy is definitely in the lead right now. And when you have an advantage, you should use it, you should attack. Dropping emules here just to see what's here, okay. Why not use a scan? Can't understand why he did that at all. Scan is more effective, and he could use the emules at home mining, so he can gather the last parts of minerals and then get rid of the SCVs. We want to see the fight. Come on now. It's 43 minutes into the game. Happy is just standing waiting. Okay, here's some movement. No, he's not attacking. He's holding his position. Okay, now he is moving in towards the main base of TLO, his starting base. That turret is going down, another turret is being destroyed. We've seen him with his army in this position before. And a large group of Vikings moving in towards this large group of Vikings. But not much happening. Happy was down to 185, I think, but he is rebuilding the troops quickly. Okay, a Viking versus Viking fight. And it looks like Happy is having to retreat, actually. How many Vikings left? 6 of them. It's all about the upgrades, I think. And taking that into account, maybe Happy is behind. He has the resources, he should build another armory. But he's building orbital commands to use for scans when the final battle is here. Okay, he has 2 armories here and they are researching. Okay, he has realized that he needs to research up to full level 3 on all things. A large number, 5 of starports with tech labs here, and we see a fusion core Maybe we'll see some battleships later on here. Right now, no battleships at all. No battleships. TLO keeps up this harassment thing with a few Hellions from time to time. Keeping Happy on his toes. Isn't it time for an attack soon? I guess that Happy is waiting for the research to finish. He has 3 armories and researching in all 3, so I guess that's it. TLO's advantage, mainly his upgrades, are decreasing by the second right now. Both now down to 24-25 SCVs, so that's comparable. Happy has a supply advantage right now. Happy moving in with his army here. Okay, TLO moving in with Vikings around the same time as Happy is moving home again. A Banshee being destroyed here. A lot of scans going down here, but no one is attacking. How's those upgrades going? The Vikings are almost finished. The plating on the siege tanks not finished yet. We have battleships on the board, 4 of them. I'm impressed to see that these bases are still not mined out, but of course it all depends on the low number of SCVs remaining. Both players have decreased their number in SCV to be able to produce a larger army. Destroying some turrets here and moving back again. A lot of orbital commands for all the scans needed. We see a Hellion here being destroyed. So TLO keeps that harassment going. Several Ravens on this side. TLO has 4 of them on the screen right now. When will we see that epic battle? I want to see it now, but I realize that some preparations needs to be done. We see Yamato gun firing. One of the battleships, I think, went down. Maybe 3 of them even. A lot of Vikings in the air. Where are your Vikings at? There they are, Happy. Even though I misclicked, there they are. A lot of Vikings. Why didn't they defend the battleships? No more battleships being produced, simply because he was supply blocked, but he's not now. Is he producing something else, perhaps? The Two groups of armies moving closer to each other. If we go to the production tab and look at the upgrades, we can see that both players are researching Seeker missile. 5 Ravens coming out from the starport. Both players are around 190. A lot of research on the Happy side. While TLO has already researched what he needs. I think TLO let Happy regain his space, his bases, and this might make it a coin flip to who wins this game. I wish I had an even larger view of what's happening, since these armies are so magnificent, so large. The siege tanks moving around, sieging up, sieging down. Here it comes, I think. The range 13 of these siege tanks makes it impossible to see everything that's happening. I'm sorry for that. Scans going down, letting them know where the opponent's army is at every second. The Vikings in the TLO group taking a few free shots. We see a Banshee here coming in. Seeker missiles coming. Here comes the Ravens for Happy. Stim going down. Vikings shooting at the point defense drones. One siege tank is really damaged here, but that's a small matter compared to what's happening here. And he's dropping emules again. Why not scan when you can drop emules in the middle of the opponent's army? Okay, maybe it forced the siege tanks to move or something. Of course, the siege tank splash damage will damage friendly troops as well, and dropping emules is a cheap way to ensure that your opponent is killing off his own siege tanks with his other siege tanks. Okay, microing their Vikings back and forth here. A Viking here, a Viking there, getting destroyed. TLO is down to 130, Happy's down to 162. Both have room for more troops. TLO saving the last of his minerals, I think. He's still harvesting minerals, and so is TLO. It's interesting to note that TLO was able to gain control of this Selnaga and push Happy back. Another E-mule being dropped and destroyed. One siege tank taking a lot of damage there. Two of them actually. One more siege tank. One more E-mule I mean. And now when they... Okay. That's a friendly E-mule that's repairing, of course. I did see the yellow dots at first on the minimap, and then I completely misunderstood the situation where there come two more E-mules. One Seeker missile taking out something here, not sure what. Okay, it's damaging the Raven. One large standoff here in the middle. TLO having the more map control. And now Happy is down on minerals. He has been able to queue up or produce troops for what he had left. Both still mining, as we can see. Happy is having the more gas, but it looks like he is mined out when it comes to the gas. No more Vespin for him. He has his 1138 units of Vespin, and that will be all that he has the rest of the game, I guess. Remember that in SC2 you can't mine more than what the Vespin geysers have. In SC1 you were able to continue mine gas infinity, but at a lower rate after the first amount of gas was harvested. So it's 166 versus 136 now, and we look at the units tab and compare SCVs. Happy is down to 9 SCVs and has the larger army, of course. But the question is, who will use their army more efficiently? We can see that he's still not finished with upgrading the plating on... No upgrades being done. He's not going to upgrade the plating on his siege tanks, while TLO is finished with all his upgrades in the armory. No, not the ship upgrades. He skipped those. So basically Happy is a lot harder and a lot stronger in the air, while TLO is having his strength in his ground units. This large army moving all the way up here. Not sure why. Giving Happy the control of the Selnaga and letting him move in with his large troop. Bases will fall now. At least this one. How will TLO react? Will he even try to defend it? No, it's being destroyed. TLO just sitting there. TLO has a lot of minerals, but he is almost out of gas. Still mining gas though from this Vespin geyser, which is under attack. This base is under attack. And still no reaction from him. One turret be taken out. What is happening? Happy is moving around, killing off buildings. The planetary fortress defending towards the large ball of units. And it's being destroyed. Happy moves into the natural of TLO, destroying buildings here. The Vikings here try to destroy some units with their missiles. And TLO says GG, surrenders and leaves. This game is over. This long epic game with several encounters, large battles and several bases being destroyed. I must say this was really fantastic to watch, and I'm excited to see the remaining games in this matchup between Happy and TLO in the Dailymotion Cup. I hope you will join me in the next game, and if you haven't seen the other games, please do. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye.